Hello, this is Robert Cooper, and I'm going to show you two configurations I've done with my me2pc HTML browser terminal. This is a HTML page. It has CSS for styling and it has JavaScript for functionality, because the HTML doesn't do that. And this is a browser window, and this is a browser drag and drop window, and I'm able to drop files in here. They get read here, and then I can save them to special names, or I can write a name down here I want to put it in. I can clear the top, but I've got another video, but that's not what I want to show you tonight. What I did is the reason I structured these pages like these, well, you can see that they're fully interactive, and plays videos, automatic, goes to a hosting page. This is Web 1.0. It's old hosting stuff. But you can drag, this drag box, you can drag shell script, text files, HTML, PHP, and these special files that I make for my executing program. So anything that's text related can go in here. It won't take binary. It'll reject it. And then if you put code through here and it comes up here, then you run a execute command that's special to this, and I give that out too. Okay, enough of that. That's kind of the full version I've got so far. So what I did is, the reason I structured it this way, for a couple of things. One, it's blocky, kind of old style, old school, and I want it to be that way. I want it to be kind of like what you see in a school where it's learning environment, right? So, yeah, well, I have a help page for this program that tells you all about it, and it pops up. And then, but over here, I've got this page one of this basic tutorial I created, right? And I can maximize that if someone needs to maximize it to see it better, like that. And you see how it automatically does the shrinking and the expanding of the images. That works out pretty well, and that's done with the styling too. In the CSS, I worked on this like maybe for 3 weeks, and I'm old and slow, but I'm doing pretty good, I think. So you click next, and it goes to the next page, right? And this is all done with HTML. You click next, it goes to the third page. Click next, you go to the next page, and you can play the video, and you can pop it out.
Robert Cooper, and
you can't pop out YouTube videos out of iframes. And this script is done. It took me forever to make this work. If you have a frame or an iframe, generally in a div you can't pop out, but I've got this to work. All right. Now I took the code out of here. Maybe that's what helped it. I got to figure it out, because I think over here is one of them that won't do it, but over here it will. It pops out, and if I click finish, it goes to the site, and you can go over here and you can run the site again on this site if you want. So we're done with that. We'll close it back up. Now I've got all those 4 pages set up with no buttons like that, and you go down and you read it, and like that. You go to the next one, of course, like so on, like that, and then the titles match pretty much. And you go down that like this, okay? Or, well, we'll go to the finished one. There it is, okay? Or you expand them all like that, okay? And you go up here and you're looking at them. You're going down. You just put your cursor over here and you just scroll down like that, and kind of do like that and like that. Well, if you got 6, 8, 10 pages open like this, or windows, they're actually terminal windows. They do a lot of things. I've coded it so all you do is click close like that. I mean, it's not working now. Thanks God, whatever. But that's because I stripped out this code. So evidently I took that code out too. But if I go out here, I go this way, I'll show you it does work. I've got to fix that. This is just a demo over here. This is the functionality one. This one works so good. Like that. And then I'll go back all the way back up here and I'll close terminals, and there they are. They all close, right? And I guess that's all I wanted to say. The neat thing about this, the way this is structured, is it's really super simple to put these in here and attach the pages. These are on the, because of the way browsers are in this kind of styling with the divs, you can't go from domain to domain. You have to be on the same domain. There's ways around that. You just kind of mimic these pages and take it out of the system, have it its own little HTML page that's not locked into a div, and then you can load it. But if you're locked into a div or an iframe, you generally can't go from domain to domain. The browsers won't let you do it. So I hope you enjoyed this. Let me finish with this. Okay. This is set up in a sequence matter. I've got a domain called e4d.com that I've got offline right now, and it's about transmissions. Right? It's this e4d transmission. 2016, I wrote a book or ebook on it, and it's been downloaded like 7,500 times. If I got $10 for that, I've been happy. But I get it free. And so I'm going to do one of these just like this with the with this styling with for my ebook, right? And you could have links in here, right, that opens up a new complete system. There's a way to go from here to that div. That's too complicated for me. I'm just not going to do it. That just kind of mucks the thing up. So, but I'll be making that E4D on this same thing right here. But it could be two screens. Right? You could have a dual, but one browser opened up. You can't split it and with frames, because then you lock yourself out on a lot of functionality. Can't load the YouTube videos, and well, you can load them, but you can't go full screen with them, right? Generally, you can't. So actually, two browsers like this, you could use both. I like using different ones. I like using Google Chrome because I don't log into anything on Google Chrome, and I clear the cache and the site configuration files, because it does have these systems do have problems with the cache sitting there, and you have to clear it out to make it work. So that's why I don't generally issue these things out to people until I've got it to a point where I don't have to change them, or I have to put them on a separate directory on the server online, so I'm not updating them where all of a sudden someone goes to use it as a test and it doesn't work. So finally is there's a lot of flexibility in these, as far as, like I said, they're look at that, then the image too. So that came out really nice. Not all systems do that, and that pretty much makes it mobile friendly. Now the fonts and stuff, I'm not worried about being mobile friendly on it, because this is old school, and the way the functionality is, I'm not going to try and do mobile friendly on it. I'll just do it for the desktop or big tablets that work real good, and not so much for the phones. So it goes beyond just the learning though. You could have up here, you could have photos, videos, you could do categories, you could have shopping, and and on and on and on like that. Or if you're selling things, cars or automotive, computers, and you open it up and you got all the pictures, I mean, this is all manually coded. It's old school, it's all manual, right? But it's fast and it's reliable. There's no database. there's no expensive hosting. Give you an example. I use this program called, about the expensiveness. I have a program that I use. I shouldn't say I, but it's a great program. And let me go to it. This is the testing one, and it's called ELGG. This is version 6, right? And this is a full-blown. This is where those images are. Well, actually, you can't see them there. I'm not logged in, so I can't see them. But this program has been around since 2014, I think. It's 10,000 plus files at about 60 megabytes. This here is about 136 kilobytes. So you can fill hundreds of these pages up on a server. No database, doesn't require PHP. It uses client-side. You can run this on a local system, a computer, without installing anything. It's client-side JavaScript. Now my user interface, though, that I'm working on, I have to test that. I don't know if it's how should I put this? If it's client-side Java, that it requires a server, online server with the added JavaScript classes. So I have to test that, but I don't think it does. Oh, I was going to show you that. That's why I went there. This is it. This is going to be a user interface for my me2pc interface terminal. And this is the user interface. I'm going to integrate it somewhat, not coding wise, but just as part of, as a functionality, because I can run this here for about 5 megabytes, 6 megabytes, I think it is. This is 60 megabytes here. Now that's got all the bells and whistles and stuff. Look at this. It's nice. It's just, but it's 60 megabytes. So what happens that in the 10,000 files, so you go get a hosting service from GoDaddy, and they want to give you 50 databases and 25 websites, but you can only install probably 10 or 15 or 10 or 12 of these sites, and then all your maximum 500,000 file number is gone. That doesn't happen with this. This will never happen. I can put hundreds of these sites up and configure them for all kinds of different purposes, and it does videos too, so that's all I'm going to say about this tonight. Have a great weekend. Thank you. Oh, like, share, and please leave comments, questions.